All right, folks. John Bachman, thank you for that. And joining us now is Roger Stone, former political advisor to Donald Trump until this past weekend, Republican political consultant, correspondent, of course, on his own great site, stonezone.com. Good to see you, sir.
Great to be here, Steve.
All right, so what happened? The reports were Donald Trump fired you. I had Roland Martin on Friday, and he was angry at you, and you got into a Twitter war with him or whatever. Did you quit, or were you fired?
Well, I definitely quit. Politico and the New York Times spoke to 5 people who confirmed that I told them as early as 24 hours before this maelstrom that I had decided to resign. Steve, I decided to go rogue to try to help the Trump campaign because I wasn't getting through as an insider. I'm a longtime Trump loyalist. I have wanted him to run for president since 1988 when I arranged for him to speak to the Portsmouth, New Hampshire Chamber of Commerce lunch, and a group of my friends very enthusiastically in New Hampshire organized the first draft Trump for President committee. I wanted him to run in 2000 when he looked seriously at the Reform Party nomination because Ross Perot and Governor Jesse Ventura were both urging him to run. And he, like me, was not impressed with Al Gore or George Bush.
Leave?
I left because I was having no impact, because the issues and the vision that had gotten this campaign to first place in the polls and already achieved history was getting lost in these personality fights. We're getting sidetracked. Politics is about big issue themes and a reform agenda for America. Trump was speaking out on immigration and the economy and the way the Chinese and the Mexicans are taking us to the cleaners in our trade agreements, and why we should abolish the XM Bank, and why the trade deal, the TPP trade deal, is craziness. Trump was really resonating on these big picture issues. And then his campaign went into a cul-de-sac in which he argues with well-known television personalities who are not running for president. I just think it was counterproductive.
Now, you say you've gone rogue. You've gone rogue now? Are you still intending to help Donald Trump
Well, I
now?
am helping. I'm helping him right now.
Yeah,
by,
I know that.
By
I
being
know
on
that,
this
but
show.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Only in an informal way.
Okay.
First of all, I remain a strong Donald Trump supporter. I think he's the one man with the financial independence and the guts to take on an entrenched, broken political system. He doesn't need the lobbyists. He doesn't need the special interests. He doesn't need the special pleaders. He doesn't need a billionaire to finance his super PAC. He is a billionaire.
Right.
It's going to take somebody with total, complete financial independence to take on the ruling class. And only Trump can do that.
All right. CNN and others are starting to what they call leak your memos. Okay,
it's very
your personal memos to Donald Trump and to the campaign. What was Donald Trump told to call Planned Parenthood disgusting? I mean, does the advisor role get down to that, where you tell the candidate, in this case Donald Trump, what to actually say about Planned Parenthood?
No.
Did you tell him to call them disgusting?
I don't recall ever saying that. Here's what I do know, having known Donald Trump for almost 40 years, is he is unscripted. He is unhandled.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is unhandled. He is unmanaged. He's a voracious reader. He's a quick study. He's a very, very smart guy. And therefore, I have rendered my advice, and I was assured, of course, that it would be kept confidential. I have a confidentiality agreement with his campaign, and I am honoring it. The advice that I give on television or on shows like Newsmax is my opinion.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you who shot John internally.
Who's giving CNN your memos?
Well, the Washington Post reporter told me it was supplied to him by the Trump campaign.
Why?
I have no idea. But there's nothing in that memo I'm ashamed of. Yes, all the advice I gave Trump is solid, but he's the boss. He's the candidate.
Right.
No one puts words in Trump's mouth.
That's why
I don't presume to have tried.
Okay.
All I did was give him my view.
But there's one that we saw before, as we're doing this on CNN, that you said not true. That you told Donald Trump to go after Jeb Bush.
No, that's not true at all. What I did was prepare some comments if Jeb Bush went after him, so that if Trump were attacked by Bush, Trump would be prepared. Look, voters need to know that Jeb Bush got a $4 million taxpayer-financed personal bailout from the federal government when Daddy was vice president. They need to know that. So that's preparation.
Right. That's not going after him.
That's suggesting that Trump. In fact, if you see my memo, I suggested Trump attack no one other than attack the ruling class, and all 15. And I put Ben Carson aside, professional career politicians on the stage.
So you think what he's doing now, well, first of all, do you think he meant when he spoke of Megyn Kelly, as was alluded to in John Bachman's report, you think he was talking about her period?
I'm not going to get into any of that because it's exactly what I'm talking about. It is a distraction from the real campaigns.
And you told Donald that?
I have consistently said this.
And what has he said to you in response? Anything, or just by his actions he ignored it?
I don't want to characterize my direct conversations with Donald Trump, other than to say that I think it is vitally important that he take on the overall political class. It is Trump versus the world here.
All right, there's also a story out there that you guys paid for stories to be on Breitbart.
Completely false.
Okay.
I'm sure that Tucker Carlson and Chris Ruddy are very upset about this, but let me be clear. Trump has never paid, to my knowledge, anybody for favorable coverage. The people at Breitbart who write enthusiastically about Trump are writing about him enthusiastically because they like him and they like what he's doing. He gets what I think is fair coverage from Newsmax. He gets fair coverage from the Daily Caller. He gets fair coverage from a lot of right-of-center blogs. But the assertion by discredited reporter McKay Coppins, who, by the way, his last big piece on Trump said, Trump will never run, and if he runs, he will never file his financial disclosures, is false.
Is he going to win the nomination?
He can win the nomination, absolutely.
Do you think he will?
It's too early to say. It depends on whether his campaign will stop with the fakakta leaking and bickering and gamesmanship.
Does he need different advisors than the ones he has now?
Trump needs to be Trump. He's capable of winning this race. He just needs to do it.
So calling up the news stations and trashing Carly and this one and that one, that's not Trump being Trump.
I think that that's counterproductive.
I'm with you on that, but I mean, you don't think that that's him? Someone telling him to do that?
I have no idea. Here's what I think. He has the breadth to do this.
Yeah.
And he needs to do it.
Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. All right, folks. And I told Roland Martin you were a friend of mine, and I'm glad I did. Okay, folks, so we're coming back with Mary Madeline. Get her take on all this. Don't go away.